Hello, welcome to Bet on Yourself Media Sports. I am your host, Reggie. Before I get started today, I just want to say thanks to everyone for y'all subscriptions. I truly appreciate y'all for y'all subscriptions. Without y'all, I couldn't be where I'm at today. And I'm trying to get to 500 subscriptions by the end of February. With y'all guys' help, I know I can make it. So tell a friend to tell a friend about Bet on Yourself Media Sports. Tell them to hit that notification bell, hit that subscription, and hit that thumbs up to help me get this algorithm out to you and all abroad. So today I'm just going to touch on a few things: the Eagles draft talk, um, and I'm going to talk about AJ Brown, rumored of being traded, and a touch on Swift making his comments on the Michael Parsons podcast. So with that being said, let's get right to it. So as y'all know, the Eagles are in draft mode, looking to pick up some more guys in the draft, and they've been looking at safeties and corners. And one of the guys that sticks out thus far that they've been talking about anyway, uh, Kuyan Mitchell out of Toledo. Um, the guy is something to behold. Uh, he has one game, I believe he had 4 interceptions in one game, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but it's something high like that. He's a good cover guy. He's a little handsy, but that's something they could work on if he's selected by the Eagles. I like what I see here with him, you know, going down the field with the receiver and his hands on him. And he is a hitter. He's a sure tackler. As I see it here, he's definitely a sure tackler, and he has good ball awareness. So that's something good that the Eagles can look forward to with this guy. There's a couple of other safeties in the draft that they're looking at, and we'll get to those later on down the week in the next segment. But then I want to touch on this AJ Brown. Had an interview with Kay Adams today. I tell you what, man, they won't let this guy go, man. They just won't leave AJ Brown alone, man. For whatever reason it is, they're trying to break him and Devontae Smith up. Devontae mentions something about that in the interview, but I'll let y'all listen to that interview for yourself, and y'all tell me what y'all think about the interview and what they said, and tell me what you got out of it. And I'm gonna give you my take on it because from what I got out of the interview, it's probably gonna be totally different than what a lot of y'all got out of it. But I'll let y'all listen to that, and then we'll touch on it. And after that,
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they know something I don't know.
I mean, have you heard anything about this? Is this like a media thing? Like, where it's everywhere. I'm sure you've seen it.
You know, uh, I kind of been through this before. A bit. So I remain quiet, and if something happens, I'll be waiting by the phone, and not, be right here.
I'm getting all sorts of messages on YouTube. Why would they trade him? They wouldn't trade him. That's so messed up. Media this, media that, because it's Twitter. Are you happy where you are? And I think people are pointing to this because they saw you scrubbed your Instagram.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with football, or that's me, just trying to grow as a person. I'm just trying to block out any negativity um, that I can, as you see, as one of the reasons why. So, but yeah.
Okay, well, I love hearing that. Some fans are worried that you're going to miss the Pro Bowl with that knee injury. Anything to be concerned about, or are we just playing it safe?
No, nothing to be concerned about. I'm all good. I just kind of just decided not to go to the Pro Bowl. I don't want to pretend like I want to be there when I don't. So yeah, and also I want to try to get somebody else an opportunity. But even St. Brown, he ended up going. But, I try to look out for the other guys who've never been to the Pro Bowl too. So
That's amazing. I love that. Now, Devontae, you guys have a new offensive coordinator. Everyone wants to know about Kellen Moore. Have you guys heard from him yet?
No, I haven't spoke to him yet.
Okay, if you could have one wish and say, Kellen Moore, this is what I need for next season. This is what I want you to bring into this locker room, bring to this offense, what would that be?
Just let us do what we do.
What does that mean?
like anybody else say, just give us the ball.
Devontae, if Jason Kelsey retires and he's gone, what's missing from that locker room next year?
I would say the captain, the person that really runs everything. You know, everybody in that locker room respects him. You know, a guy that's been doing it for a long time at a very high level, and you know everybody respects him. Everybody, you know, knows the importance of him being a part of this team.
AJ, who would take over for Jason being the captain then in the locker room?
I think it'll be a group effort, man. I don't think one person can just easily just take over, man. He's done a tremendous job, and he's a great leader, great person. I think, or if he doesn't return, we're gonna miss the person most important.
I asked Twitter, I asked on YouTube, what do you guys want me to ask these two? And out of 1,000 responses, 900 of them are what happened. AJ, now you're a little removed from the season. What happened this season?
I think over a period of time, I think things start to unravel. You know, it was like a domino effect. You know, we was trying to stop the bleeding. You know, but I think we just kind of ran out of time. You know, so yeah.
But yeah, so talking about the interview, like I said, Kay Adams, she had an interview with AJ Brown, and then she got a statement here. It says AJ Brown on trade rumors. Maybe they knew something I didn't know. He said, basically. I believe though, before. I'm a vet, he said. I'm going to remain quiet. Best thing he could do. Something happened, I'll be waiting by my phone. But if not, I'll be right here. So that's just part of the interview for me speaking it to you. Like I said, so, and from what I took from it, you know, basically was the fact that, you know, there's nothing to it. And in that interview with them, he's like, you know, I don't have no feeling, no reason, rhyme or reason to believe from the Kay Adams interview that anything's going on. As I was observing it, as you seen yourself possibly, that Devontae Smith was in the background giggling, and you know, and you heard his comment, he not going nowhere. So you know, these two guys know each other. Like I said, they basically live in the same area, not too far from one another. So I know they collaborate. They get together. They talk about certain situations off the field, you know, personally. So you know, I'm not too worried about it. I know a lot of people are worried about it with that thing, but there's one other interview. I think with ESPN. I'm gonna let y'all hear that. Now that interview, it kind of had me like, because of the fact that AJ Brown made a statement at the end of the interview that kind of had me, well, what if? But could it possibly be? Is there talks about it going around inside the rooms of the Eagles organization? So it's a lot to be taken from that. You know, everybody has their own opinion because that's what we do here on our YouTube channels of content creators. We make our own opinions about certain things, and we try to get the facts straight best we can. And they talking about trading for Pat Surtain, but I'm not going to trade AJ Brown for anything. He's young, 26 years old. He's just in his prime. He's one of the top receivers in the league. You know, he had an outstanding season this past season for us with over 1,000 yards, both him and Smitty. So, you know, it's a no-brainer to me. It's a no-brainer. You don't trade a guy like this with this kind of potential. You know what I mean? And the upside that he has. So I'm not feeding into it. I'm reporting what I see and reporting what I heard. So that's where I'm at. But I want y'all to listen to the interview from the ESPN, and then y'all tell me what y'all think between the one you heard from Kay Adams and the interview from the ESPN people. So as you see,
with people talking about, what might be going on behind the scenes, what the organization's plans may be. What do you make of all that? Is that just noise in your mind?
I've been through this before. I'm a vet at this point, So if something happens, my phone will ring and I'll be waiting. If not, then I'll enjoy my time.
But you're prepared, obviously, to be catching passes for the Philadelphia Eagles next season.
I'm prepared to focus on my family at home and get better in the offseason and just see where this thing go. It's chatter.
there is a difference from what he stated in Kay Adams' interview and to what he's made a statement to about in the interview with the ESPN guy. So there's a little bit for you room there for you to say, like, because of the way he worded himself when he explained himself, at the end of that segment. But there's no beans about it. It is what it is, and I believe AJ Brown gonna be around for the long haul. So to my next topic, about Swift. So Swift was on the Michael Parsons podcast. It says here, DeAndre Swift asked by Michael Parsons what happened to be hashtag evil after the 10-1 start. It's tough. Later in the year, people started playing their best ball. It came down to we ain't making enough plays. People might say plays calling, but coaching, whatever. But end of the day, we out there. We got to make it happen. Whatever might be called, it comes down to executing from the top and the bottom. We ain't make those enough plays. So that's what he said on that behalf. You know what I mean? So, and I'm on the same side as him now. You can blame it all on the coaches. You can blame it on the players too. It's a two-way thing on that. It's a matter of what you believe was the reason for the collapse. I made my statements in my past videos about what I thought, and it falls on both sides of the ball. They like AJ Brown spoke. He said there wasn't enough time for them to correct and get familiar with the system. That's what I took out of that, to make the necessary corrections to make it right for the players. And Swift basically said the same thing. You got to get out. You got to execute. Whatever they call, you got to execute. There wasn't no execution. But then on the other side of it, the play calling by Bryant Johnson wasn't something to behold either, because of the fact that it was just too vanilla. It was just too vanilla for the opponents to dissect. It wasn't nothing for them to think about. They knew what was going on, and that was that. So they just did what they did: blitz, blitz, blitz. Jalen rolls out, couldn't get the ball off or get sacked, throwing the ball away. So it was just, y'all seen it. I don't have to go back and replay those times. Y'all seen it for yourself. So yeah, man. Then Swift also talks about it was asked, Swift was asked, he says here, Deontay Swift says the only factor in free agency decision is whatever is right for situation. Whatever the right situation is, whatever it is right for me and my family. That's really all that comes down to. Oh, so, but I'm like this with Swift. He's a homegrown guy, a Philadelphia native. We all know that. But the way they utilize him, this guy could have had at least 1,500 yards this year. If they would have utilized him in a proper manner, an easy 1,300 yards. 15, he possibly had that too. The way he was running the ball the first half of the season, and then for whatever God knows reason, they just stopped utilizing him. Now, the other factor is this. They saying that Kellen Moore is not OC that likes to emphasize running the ball. So that's another factor that factors in. The other factor that factored in is Howie and them don't like to pay running backs like him. They like to get him on them 1-year deals. He's going to get a bag wherever he goes at, but they don't like to sign these guys. It would be to our advantage to have a back like him in our backfield. This upcoming season where he can catch out the backfield. He's good on pass blocking. You know what I mean? He knows how to, pick up blitzes. We've seen all those things. So, and then with carry the ball, that's a no-brainer. We know what he does. So, I think the Eagles will lose out on a back like him. It's not like, they're not going to go out and get another back. I'm quite sure they will because we know we have Rashad Penny on the roster. He won't be back, underutilized. You know what I mean? So Boston Scott, I don't think he'll be back with us. So that's another spot. And then we got Gainwell. He's the only one under contract that we still have on the roster. So, if you're not haven't already hit that like button, and so that's where it's at with us right now. So the next thing we got coming up is the draft. So and like the draft we got coming up, we got the 22nd pick, we got the 50th pick, 53rd pick, we got the 97 pick, the 159 pick. So we got some picks in the slated here that they got one back, Dalen Luby, out of New Hampshire on our list. So then they got at number 50, edge rusher from Alabama, Chris Barswell. And number 53, they got Mitchell Hall Jr. out of Ohio State. He's a defensive tackle. So these are guys that I think that, they possibly will go after somebody in that category for those spots. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. At number 20, at the pick number, our first pick in the draft, number 22, they got Cameron Kinche out of Florida. Out of Miami, Florida. Yeah. So, these are the type of guys that they're going after, man. And, I think we do need to revive our back end with some young blood. Bradbury, I think he won't be playing with us much if he does make the roster or they extend him and break that down to get some more cap space. So we'll be fine. You know what I mean? We'll be fine if they go out and get some nice young blood to come in and do what they need to do for us. I have no reason to believe we won't be, man. So like I said, we got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks in the draft coming up. So I think we'll be fine. I believe they're going to trade a couple of those 5th round picks that we have. I don't think they're going to draft all those guys. I think they might, throw some picks in there, try to move up in the draft to grab somebody or 1 or 2 people or something like that. But we never know how he's out up his sleeve, but he got to get it right with the safeties and the corners on his team this year and the linebackers. We definitely got to focus on linebacker position. And I believe this Fangio is going to stress that with this upcoming draft that we definitely need to address the linebacker position because what we have on our roster from this past 2023 season, I don't know if that's going to be good enough going into next year. So they're talking about Porter, the young kid. So there's a few nice linebackers out there that they're going to look into. On the list that they had up there, they didn't have any linebackers on the list, which was kind of odd to me. They didn't even have a linebacker miss. They had corners though. Another cornerback from Alabama. Uh, uh, Pritchie out of Alabama. So and then there's other ones, edge rushers. So yeah, Eric Watts out of UConn, and then from Southern Alabama, a quarterback, Carter Bradley. So we'll see, man. This is who they got on this. It's a mock draft list for me of the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll see what they're going to do. If y'all don't have it already, please hit that subscription button. Please hit that like button. And please subscribe to the channel. Once again, you know what we say around here. Yep, be good, Be safe. God bless. Keep the main thing, and have an attitude of gratitude. Until next time, y'all, peace, born strong. Come join the family. Y'all know what to do. Talk to you on next time.